Hey, so today we're going to talk with Tamra Simons, who's coming to us from Salt Lake City, Utah. She's been in the business about 18 years, and I'm very excited to hear what she has to share with us. So just hang tight for just a couple of seconds, and we will get going. Hey, Tamra.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for spending 20 minutes or so of your valuable time with us. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's nice to meet you, get to know you a little bit better. So we were just chatting a little bit off of the screen here, and I understand a little bit about your history. So I want you to tell us more and let us know. You started out as an appraiser, right? In before you were a realtor.
I did. I started out and was an appraiser for approximately 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the benefits of knowing value of the home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Not
I'm
so
sure
much
that's a skill
knowing
set that
it
you
is.
really
It
use.
is. But I'm not so much on the backside. I prefer more of the relationship side. I prefer to mingle with people versus just do paperwork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd rather eat worms than do something like that. So God bless you. But I bet you learned a lot of things that really come in handy, especially in a shifting market that we're entering. This big value you're going to bring to your clients.
It's a gift that I know that things are set in place at a specific time, and when you're in alignment, you kind of shift where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And just because of where my career's been, I know that the appraisal side of my business is where I needed to start
Mm-hmm.
so that I could get through the 07, 08 crash,
Mm-hmm.
and then come into this market where we're starting to shift, where our knowledge now is needed more than ever.
Well, and I imagine that that's a pretty strong listing tool for you too, because it's all about in this market, it's all about pricing correctly, and it's all about clients understanding the pricing strategy and how to get there, and so we'll have to spend some time chatting about that because I mean that's a great value you bring to your clients in this market. So you're a appraiser, you got into being a realtor, you had a couple good years, and then hit the fan, 7, 8, 9, and you switched to do a lot of REO and short sale business.
I did. I did.
And
It was a market of sink or swim, and I
yeah,
chose to paddle as fast as I could.
right. Well, and that's the market we're coming into now is right. It used to be a speed based business and now it's going to be a skill based business. And it's those of us who understand that and are able to make the transition from, I just have to get there first to have to understand how to bring value to my clients will survive. And down markets are a great time to be building a business. Most millionaires in any industry are created during the down market. It's just a matter of finding the opportunity and taking advantage of it, and building off of that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think in a down market is where you learn the most.
Right. Right. You and I were just talking about that. We both learned in down markets. And so now we have more to bring to the table for this one. And this is going to be a different kind of down market than we saw before. So we'll just have to, take what we learned and apply today's nuances to it. And we'll be doing great, hopefully.
Just ride the wave.
It's right in the wave. Was it Warren Buffett has said that it's not until the tide that goes out till you can tell who's been swimming naked.
Exactly.
Right. So pretty soon we're going to find that out. So you started out with a realty executive company until it closed down in 2009 because of the market, then made a move to Coldwell Banker, and then to a boutique. Was it? I know. You said you were at C21, and then you figured something out, as I recall.
I did. I realized after having one of my best years ever, that I had given, a substantial amount of money to the brokerage
Mm-hmm.
when I was the one out there busting my tail.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to hand off, all of my hard earned money to a company that, yes, they give you minimal amounts of, you know, systems and technology. Nothing that
Mm-hmm.
you can take with you if you leave,
Mm-hmm.
but they give
Mm-hmm.
you minimal amounts. And I thought not enough to justify how much I had given them. And
Mm-hmm.
so I chose to leave, and I went to a little boutique brokerage, which I was with for a few years, up until a year ago when I joined EXP.
Well, so what was it? Tell me about that process, that thought process, because we've all come to be here for a reason or other reasons. What were your reasons?
My reasons was, in all honesty, I didn't have an exit strategy out of this business. Um, I knew
You're
that
your sister.
yeah, I just didn't have one. And my husband had finally decided, I'm going to retire here. And I thought, okay, well, if you retire, doesn't necessarily mean I can retire. And because I'm not where I want to be just yet. And
Mm-hmm.
I still want to travel.
Mm-hmm.
We went out and bought a 30-foot RV so we can hit the
Oh,
road when he retires. Well, in a standard traditional brokerage, I couldn't do what I do out on the road.
oh, so it was the flexibility that you're offered that was a big part of it.
Absolutely.
Very interesting, because that's true with our cloud-based brokerage. You can work from anywhere.
Absolutely. And, I was in the process of getting my broker's license, and I was highly considering opening my own boutique brokerage.
Mm-hmm.
When I realized, after a good friend of mine, she's like, you've just got to take a look at this. And I looked at the whole picture and everything that EXP could offer me. And I didn't need to take out, huge amounts of debt to open my own brokerage when I could be a partner in EXP, and it would be as if I had my own anyway without the liability.
So what do you? So it's. I've got a little pet peeve in life, and that's realtors who say, "Well, I'm being hired by a certain broker, like they're hiring me," and it's like, no, sister, you got that backwards.
Yeah.
You're hiring them.
Yeah.
You're going to look at what you. There's a certain amount of work that has to be done that's on the legal and paperwork side of things.
Mhm.
That you could be your own broker and do all of that, or you could hire someone else to do that. And then what are you going to get for what you pay them? So you're hiring them, and what am I going to give you for the money I'm going to pay you? And if you're on your own brokerage, well, your name's on everything, and it's so you're talking about building your own brokerage within a brokerage. Is that what you're saying?
That's pretty much what I'm saying. And the nice thing about EXP is I didn't have to limit myself to just Utah.
Oh.
And if I was to become a broker in Utah and decide that I want to offer something in another state, I'm going to have to get licensed there. Well, that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make any sense. And
Mm-hmm.
so with EXP, I don't have to do that.
Oh, I like it. I like it. So what is your business? You've been here for about a year. Tell
Mm-hmm.
us, how has your experience been? How was the transition for you?
The transition went very well. Of course, there's so much that EXP offers, so there's a lot to learn. And
Mm-hmm.
so there's a bit of a learning curve,
Mm-hmm.
which I was totally fine with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lifetime learner anyway, so
Yeah.
it fit.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of opportunity in that. The deeper I looked, so it allowed me to, become a mentor because the XP has the mentor program.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
Tell
so
us.
I was allowed to, mentor new agents that are coming into this business so I can
Well,
kind of arm them.
I
Something
know
I
that
didn't get.
coaching and training has been a big part of your story.
Mhm.
And so what you're saying is that you allowed to do could make money and we're allowed to do more of that with your choice to come here?
Absolutely. You know that the options are just so endless. Anything that you really want to accomplish in some form or another, EXP has something there for you. And I don't believe that's something that, the average agent understands unless they take a deep look at what EXP really has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be honest, Glenn Sanford is a brain when it comes to what agents would like, what they would like to do, and
Mm-hmm.
he finds ways to make that happen for us.
Mm-hmm. And so you wanted to do more in the mentorship and coaching space.
Absolutely. It's a sheer passion of mine. And as I mentioned to you, I'm also a John Maxwell coach. So being able to mentor agents just fits another passion.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's not just building relationships with buyers and sellers. I can now build relationships with agents that are in EXP as well as agents that are not.
And I love what you just said about being able to, because we're all unique humans, and we
Mhm.
all have certain parts of this industry that call to us more than others. And because your passion is helping others to succeed, you're able to do that through the mentorship program that EXP offers, as well as doing your other coaching,
Absolutely.
which could be done from a 30-foot RV anywhere.
Absolutely. Isn't that's like the best part for me is I can still stay doing something that I absolutely love no matter where I'm at in the world as long as I have an internet connection.
Yeah. And what you said is so true, that EXP allows us to build a brokerage within a brokerage, and we get to outsource all of the parts of being a broker that many producing agents just don't have the skill set for it, don't enjoy it. It's very expensive, it's very time consuming, and we're able to outsource that here, but still have our own brand or group, or they're calling it now the modern team, within the brokerage. So we're building a brokerage within a brokerage, if that's what we choose to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's, one of the unique benefits of being here
Mm-hmm.
is on top of collaboration, which is, what you and I are doing now. Even though I've never met you, we've talked, we've had little messages here and there. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have gotten that anywhere else.
And it's really kind of has blown my mind. I've been around for a while and been a part with some. I'm a student of the game, and so when Remax was the hot model back in the '90s, I went with Remax, and then Keller Williams, had was the most current model. My story, and when I understood what was going on with EXP, my decision to come here was for the model. But
Hmm.
what I found when I got here is that the level of collaboration is that I needed another little like oomph. I was getting a little, tired, going around the same. It was like Groundhog's Day, and I needed a little oomph. But I did not expect the oomph I was going to get. Like you just said, you and I are with another group that would meet on Zoom calls and sharing ideas from people around the country, and it's just so refreshing.
It really is because, being in such a competitive field, which is real estate. I mean, it's one of the most competitive careers I've ever been in. And here, everyone's willing to share. This is what's working. That's, we haven't had that luck in this market in our area. What are you doing where you're at? And everyone is so willing to share and give of themselves, something that you don't get.
Mm-hmm.
because everybody hangs on to the best skills because they're afraid if they let them up that you'll take over the area.
Mm-hmm.
Forgetting the fact that you got to have more than one agent in an area because,
Mm-hmm.
heaven forbid, no one can list everything. No one
Well,
can sell, one agent can't do it all.
yeah. Get caught up in that scarcity. And that's the other thing that's been refreshing for me. I mean, it just the national aspect of things, because I live in Reno, Nevada, you're in Salt Lake City, so you've got a little bigger city than I do, but sometimes it gets we don't realize how localized we've become in terms of the people we surround ourselves with, and the ideas that we're working on. Maybe a company might have a great training program of some sort, but really it's still delivered by local people. And it just, I didn't realize how local I had become until I became, I guess we're international, but national now.
Yeah. But I love the aspect of being able to, because I have a sister that has a husband that was in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have people in Mexico that my license here in Utah would never have allowed me to do anything there.
Mm-hmm.
But we have partners in Mexico. So now it just, an email and a phone call,
Mm-hmm.
and the deal can be done.
And
Not
we're all
many can say that they can do that.
exactly. And we're all owners of the company. So your success, helps my success, and vice versa.
Yeah.
The tide lifts all boats, or however that saying goes. Well, Tamra, if people wanted to reach out to you, maybe to talk about what you're offering, maybe we've got a newer EXP agent that's listening to us, or someone who could use a little help in EXP land, some mentorship, or if someone's interested, talk about some of your other coaching that you offer. What's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
I'm at Tamra Sells Utah on Facebook, or they
Tamra Sells Utah. Okay.
Tamra Sells Utah, and that's on Facebook, or they can find me on Instagram at the Tamra Simons. And I'm on LinkedIn as Tamra Sells Utah as well. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty easy to find.
So just Google Tamra Sells Utah and we'll find you.
You will.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks so much for your time. Do you have any parting thoughts you want to leave us with?
I just want to say, I appreciate you reaching out so that we could have this fun conversation. And I just look forward to building more and more relationships.
Yeah. Yes. Well, to be continued.
Absolutely.
How about that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you go out and have a good day for me. Okay.
You do the same.
All right. Bye.